Hello, Dolphin fans, and thank you for coming on the Miami Dolphins Mode channel. Today, I want to talk about the quarterback competition between Ryan Fitzpatrick and Josh Rosen. It's a very hot topic right now. I'm going to go into each of them, and I'm also going to go a little bit into Brian Flores' mind, or maybe what I think he's thinking. And that's what I'm going to go over right now. Okay, so first off, let's get right into it. The quarterback competition is between Ryan Fitzpatrick and Josh Rosen. Everybody knows that. Now, first, I'm going to go with Ryan Fitzpatrick. Ryan Fitzpatrick, he's the whole preseason. It's been known pretty much that Fitzpatrick will be the starter when the season starts, or as far as little as in the preseason he was the starter. Announced the starter, right? He did better in training camp than Rosen did in the beginning. Right, he has leadership skills that any coach likes, and any teammates as well. They like that. He can give your team confidence because of the confidence he carries and the way he carries himself. He has a lot more experience than Rosen does. Also, when he's hot, when he's on fire, this guy is like one of the best in the league. Right, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He's been okay in preseason, but the bulk of his drives were against the Jaguars, which were their defense is nasty. It's just really good, and it's tough to have all your drives against them. Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay, they got some good defenses too. It's nothing like the Jags, but this is the third preseason game is when you use more of your starters and things like that. So that was a tough outing for him to go against the Jags, right? Now let's go to Rosen. Rosen was a 10th pick in the 2018 draft. One thing I want to say is even with people saying that he may have a cocky attitude or, all the stuff that you heard, none of his teammates have said that. There's no teammates that have come out and said any negative comments about him. So, that's a good sign, right? How media wants to, just pound on something. So, Rosen has gotten better since he's gotten here. So it's been a steady level of improvement, little by little. He has more mobility than he's given credit for, right? Of course, he's not as good as Ryan Fitzpatrick or Lamar Jackson or Aaron Rodgers, all these quarterbacks that are more mobile. But he does move around in the pocket. You saw him in the last preseason game. He was able to create some space and make some plays. But I'm not only talking about that. Dan Marino, back in the day, he was actually considered a mobile quarterback. Now, that Dan Marino didn't run, right? But he was able to shuffle 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, or to the side, and the defender that came to sack him will miss him. So that's considered a mobile quarterback, and that's what I'm talking about here with Josh Rosen. He's a more mobile quarterback in my eyes. Better than Dan Marino, but Dan Marino was just really good at being able to take 2 steps here, 2 steps there, and making the defender miss, and then, flick of the wrist, and the ball was out of there, right? Okay, so, and then also, Josh Rosen, he's making the quarterback decision difficult for Flores, and he's doing what a first-round draft pick quarterback should do, and this is a good thing. It just shows that us being the Dolphins trading that second-round pick was a good choice because, he's not giving that position away. He's making that decision very difficult. A lot of people are saying, put Rosen in, and that's good in the sense that because we gave up a second-round pick for him, look, it's making that controversy, that competition so tight. Some people want Fitzpatrick, some people want Rosen, so that's a good thing, to have going on, right? So I want to say that about them. Now, also, I understand where Rosen had a good preseason game. He did that. It was a 99-yard drive, and and he did some good things there. Now, remember, he was against the second team defense, but at the same token, Ryan Fitzpatrick scored his touchdown with the second team defense as well. So it was the same people that Josh Rosen was going against, right? Now, keep in mind with this as far as, who's going to start, right? Remember, the first 4 games, we're going to go against some really good defenses. You got the Baltimore Ravens, then you got the Patriots, then you got the Cowboys, Then you got the Chargers. Talk about defenses, right? 3 of them are dominant, defenses that we're going to go against. And with our offensive line, the question mark that it is, do you really want to stick Rosen in there? Will he survive? You know what I mean? If you put Fitzpatrick in there, will he survive? It's a question for either or because we got two guards that are rookies. We got Gilmore that came off of an injury last year, and we got Jesse Davis that went from right guard to left to right tackle. So everything's really a question mark. So I'm pretty sure, excuse me, that Brian Flores is thinking to himself, maybe more than the quarterback is, how am I going to protect my quarterback? First off, you know what I mean? Like, when the offensive line is such a question mark, you're really thinking about that. Who should I put out there? With these defenses, I'm not just talking about the offensive line. Even if you have a great offensive line, going against these defenses is a tough task. You know what I mean? So, if, he's probably thinking about that. Like, should I put this guy out there? Is he going to get creamed? He has to test the waters. He has to see what's going to happen. This should weigh into who he says is going to be a starter, right? Maybe it's, okay, I'll put Fitzpatrick out there for a bit. If he's doing wrong, I might put Rosen in, and things like that. I might shuffle him around because he said that both of them might play, right? Both of them might play. He's not gonna decide in the 4th preseason game. No starters play in the 4th preseason game, so he's not gonna get a good clarity off of that. So it has to be in the season, right? So it's really up there in the air. And one of the biggest things is the offensive line. It's not just the quarterback competition. It's the offensive line and the offense as a whole, how it's going to run. So, it really depends on that. Because and I think that's what he says when they both play. But remember, even if you have like a weak offensive line or a weak position group or something like that, if you have a quarterback, right, or player, right, that just, does like a great play or, something like Josh Rosen did, and it just gives him confidence, right? And it gives him that extra oomph to keep on going. I think maybe that's what he's looking for. I don't know. I'm not Brian Flores take this with a grain of salt. But, that's all these things that are going in. And you as a fan think to yourself, do you want, Josh Rosen to go in there with an O-line that might not protect him? Right now, if you look at the preseason games, you're like, hey, man, whoever's back there, either Fitzpatrick or Rosen, they have a big chance of getting killed, or getting hurt or, getting hit hard. All these things. So you got to take all these factors in. I like what Josh Rosen has done. I like how he's improved. I like Ryan Fitzpatrick too. I think he's a better quarterback than people give him credit for. But all these things are on there, and maybe it might be a better shot if you put Ryan Fitzpatrick first because he has that experience, so he'll be better able to make decisions. Now, if he does such a horrible job, then you're like, you know what? It doesn't really matter. We're not doing good. Hey, put Josh Rosen and see what happens. You know what I mean? That's my take on it. That's how I feel. That's pretty much it for this video. If you have any comments, questions, leave them down below. If you like what you hear, just press that notification button. And I appreciate your time. You have a great day. Go Dolphins.